Hello everyone, welcome to today's news starter. Let's begin with the prelims practice question of the day. We need to study citizenship in a proper way. So take a look at this question. It is about the citizenship of India. Three statements are provided and they have asked you which among the above three statements are correct. The first statement is Parliament has the power to regulate the right of citizenship by law. That means Parliament can pass a law, and with that law, they can regulate the citizenship of the country, which is absolutely correct. Second one, the Parliament has exclusive power to legislate with respect to citizenship. Only Parliament can regulate citizenship. No other body can regulate citizenship. That is also correct according to Article 11 of the Constitution of India. This statement is right. Look at the third statement. According to Article 11 of the Indian Constitution, Parliament and states have the power to regulate the right of citizenship by passing a law, which is wrong because only the Parliament has such a power. So second and third statements are contradictory in nature. So either two or three will be the option. So the answer is one and two because the third option is incorrect. Let's start with the first topic of the day. Citizenship Amendment Act was a very important current affairs topic in 2019, but at present, because it is an election year and because several news have been continuously coming about the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019, we need to study about it. The basic aim of the Citizenship Amendment Act, that is CAA 2019, is to provide citizenship to certain religious communities. People who belong to certain religious communities that are Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, and Christian communities coming from certain countries, that is Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So these religious minorities coming from these three countries as illegal immigrants into India after a particular date, that is, before the particular date, that is December 31, 2014. That is the cutoff date for citizenship. So any illegal immigrant who have come to India before this particular date as illegal immigrant will be provided with citizenship if they have come to India based on religious persecution. So Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, and Christian community members from three countries, that is Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, coming into India as illegal immigrants because of religious persecution in these three countries will be provided citizenship according to the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. The cutoff date for this act is 31st of December 2014. This is the basic provision. So the problem with this act is several people have been criticizing that we are giving citizenship based on religion. But this particular act is or was passed only to provide citizenship status to those people who are religiously persecuted. It is not a blanket provision. That means the Citizenship Act of 1955 is still in force. According to the Citizenship Act of 1955, there are several provisions such as naturalization through which any person can apply for citizenship if they are able to follow those regulations or if they are able to satisfy those conditions provided by the Citizenship Act. So this act is applicable only for those people who are illegal immigrants from these three countries only. It is not a provision or it is not a legislation which provides citizenship based on religion for everyone. So this has to be very clear for anyone who appears in the examination. The amendment relaxes the requirement of naturalization from 11 years to 5 years. Earlier, anyone who applies for citizenship based on naturalization had to had to come across with 11 years of settlement in India, but at present it has been changed to 5 years. So this is all about the Citizenship Amendment Act. Go through it once very well. For mains examination, it is extremely important. Lebanon and map study is very important. Whenever any particular country comes in the news as a person who is appearing for the prelims examination, you need to know the neighbors of that particular country. So Lebanon is surrounded by two important countries, Syria and Israel. Because it is in the Middle East, people confuse that it is bordering with Jordan or some other country also, but be very clear, just two countries are there. In the eastern side, Syria, in the southern side, Israel, and to the west of Lebanon, just Mediterranean Sea is there. So one side of Lebanon, that is the western side of Lebanon, is open to Mediterranean Sea. The eastern side and northern side, Syria, and southern side, we have Israel. So this is all about the map. So why this particular country and its boundary is very important is because at present, as you know, Israel-Palestine war is going on. Israel has been bombing the Gaza Strip continuously. It has been going on for months now. The problem for Israel is the Hezbollah or the Hamas terrorists who escaped from the Gaza Strip are being sheltered in the borders of Lebanon. So Israel claims that the Lebanese government is giving shelter to these terrorist organizations. So Israel has started to use its fighter jets to bomb those parts of Lebanon where suspected Hezbollah presence is there. So this will be escalated for sure because if you are using your fighter jets to bomb a region in another country, that country will be retaliating. But the problem is Lebanon is not in a position to wage a war against Israel. Israel's might is very high when compared with Lebanon, even with a partnership of Lebanon, Syria, and other countries, it is almost impossible to go on war with Israel. So, anyways, the entire story and other things are not important. The borders are more important. Go through the borders. MSP guarantee. So, at present, the farmers' agitation is going on. The agitation is based on a demand that MSP should be guaranteed to us, guaranteed to the farmers all over the country. So MSP is minimum support price. At present, government is giving MSP for 23 crops. But the problem is there is no law which tells that there will be guaranteed 100% guaranteed MSP based on these prices. MSP is provided in a very good manner in certain states. They are not being provided in a good manner in several other states. So there is a lot of discrepancy, and the farmers have been demanding that we need a proper law for minimum support price. So the basic idea behind MSP guarantee, the positives and negatives. Negatives are very simple. It is a huge expenditure for the government of the country. And to defend a law for MSP in World Trade Organization will become very difficult because WTO has been telling that India at some point have to scrap its MSP policy. The advantages of MSP, let us look at it now. CRISIL, Market Intelligence and Analytics have told that MSP guarantee across crops, when you provide MSP to multiple crops, will nudge farmers to diversify beyond paddy and wheat. Farmers at present are focusing more on paddy and wheat. If you are providing guaranteed MSP, this problem will be overcome. Farmers do not have to depend on paddy and wheat all the time. The real cost of such a guarantee will be around 21,000 crore. So the total cost will be around 6 lakh crore. This is what the government tells. The government tells that it's a huge expenditure. But CRISIL tells when you are procuring the products, it might cost 6 lakh crore, but you are going to sell the products again. So only the difference in rate between the market rate and MSP is going to be given to the farmers. So it will come to a point where you have to give only 21,000 crore as a whole in a year. So this is not a huge expenditure. The best thing is at present, most of the MSP is given for two crops, that is rice and wheat. So if you see here, meaningful procurement only takes place in paddy. 41 percentage of paddy is being procured, 21 percentage of wheat is being procured. And this accounts for 60 percentage of India's crop. So because most of the MSP is going for paddy and wheat, farmers too tend to invest more on paddy and wheat. Why would farmers diversify and cultivate other crops if the government is giving MSP only for two crops? So this is a big question. The farmers will not have a nudge to invest or to do agriculture in other crops if they are not going to get MSP. India has been telling that we have to diversify our crops, but are we doing enough for the farmers to make sure they can diversify, or to make sure they are in a good position to diversify the crops? This is the biggest question here. So this has to be resolved. The government has to come to a solution for this. MSP based procurement is done only in certain states, not in other states. We have mentioned about it clearly. So even in your examination, in mains examination, MSP is a very important topic. If you are getting a question, you can take a stand and tell that we need a law because MSP is not being implemented properly in several states. So a law would make it happen. Wholesale price indexes, consumer price index and wholesale price index and their differences is very important for prelims examination specifically. In the recent times, India has been focusing more on reducing its inflation. Wholesale price index has eased to a 3-month low of 0.27 percentage in January. In December, it was 0.73 percentage. So this is the major point, but from examination point of view, the following points are important. What is wholesale price index? It takes care of change in price and inflation of products sold at wholesale rate, not at consumer rate. So when a product comes to the wholesale market, what is the cost of it? That is considered. Because when it comes to the hands of the consumers, we will be applying the indirect tax also. Indirect tax comes into play. But when it is in the wholesaler's hand, tax is not applied. Product tax is not applied. When it comes to the consumers, product tax get applied. So we are considering from the wholesaler's point of view. The commodities include three important commodities. Manufactured goods, that includes goods such as chemicals, apparels, textiles, etc. Primary products, which includes food and non-food articles. Fuel and power, which includes gasoline, petrol, and LPG also. Several people think that wholesale price index does not include fuel and power, but it does include. So three important components that come into play: manufactured goods, fuel and food, and then primary products, that is agricultural products and non-food articles also. Who is collecting the information is a very important fact for prelims examination. Take a note of it. It is being compiled by the Office of Economic Advisor. The Office of Economic Advisor come under DPIIT, that is Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So which body compiles the Consumer Price Index? National Statistical Organization, NSO, compiles the Consumer Price Index in the country. This WPI is published by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. NSO publishes the Consumer Price Index. So be very clear about it. The National Statistical Office, which comes under Ministry of Statistics, that publish the CPI. What are all the commodities included here? I have mentioned. So these are all the major information you need to know about WPI. Mains practice question of the day: what are the major inflation indices of the country? You have to explain about CPI, WPI, the differences. Analyze the importance of inflation targeting by the government. What is the importance of inflation is a direct question from economics. everyone know about it. Everyone who is a good student should be knowing about it. Inflation is very important because it is inflation which tells you how much money is in there in the market. It makes sure the value of the currency of the country is intact. It shows how our trade is going on. It shows the strength of our currency also. So all these points you can write down and you can conclude it. A very important fact from prelims point of view, Bharat Mart was opened in United Arab Emirates by the Prime Minister of the country. Bharat Mart is a very big supermarket kind of setup where it will include warehousing facility, and apart from that it will act as a store also. So it provides a unified platform for exporters. Whoever is exporting from India to UAE, they can have their products in Bharat Mart, and from that people can come and purchase. So it is the promotion of export of the country also. China has such a method which is called as the Dragon Mart. So India has started Bharat Mart. It includes warehouses, retail and hospitality units also. So take a note of it. Very important for examination perspective. So that will be all for today. All the best and let's meet tomorrow.